Are you ready? Are you ready? Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel here. First things first, we're not in the greatest of weather conditions, but we'll try and make it work. Today I'm here reviewing this 2019 Golf R, and as most of you may know, I do drive this 2022 GTI, so you'll get my first and honest impressions about this car. So first off, this is not a stock Golf R. It has some things done to it, but none of it will affect the factory's performance. We have an APR carbon intake. Now, I don't want to bore you with the specs of this car, so I'm just going to go over the basics. It makes about 288 horsepower and 288 pounds of torque. It has a slight bump over the GTI, and you can feel it too. A few other things done to this car. It has a ECS tuning carbon body kit. The front canards are done, the front and side skirts, the rear diffuser, and the wing. Now let's talk about the interior. I really like the digital cluster here. The way it looks more retro compared to the 2022 GTI. Now for the steering wheel, I think it's a big plus to have these physical buttons. I would rather these way more than the haptic on the 2022 GTI. Now let's move to the infotainment system. Here is the touchscreen. It still is pretty easy to use. As you see, there's not a significant lag time. Here are the physical dials and hard buttons of the climate control. I really do like how it shows the display and it separates each side. For those of you who like to go into sport mode and want to manually shift, you can either use the shift knob here, or you can use the paddle shifters behind the steering wheel. They're a little small, but you can still see them. The driving modes are easily accessible through this hard button here. These are the different types of driving modes: Eco, Comfort, Normal, Race, and Custom. Overall, I find the interior layout very intuitive and easy to use. Let's talk about the seats. They come in full leather, perforated. They are firm, but they are comfortable. And I really like this little touch here. The seats are mostly manual when it comes to seating adjustments. The driver's seat, however, is all auto. The quality of the door panel is very similar to the GTI. They're both made up of hard and soft plastics. Now let's take this car on a test drive. This is my first time driving the car, so I don't know what to expect. I'm very excited though. Are we ready? I think so. Ready? All right. Go for a parking brake. That was pretty fast. What is it, like 10 seconds? 20? Maybe? I don't know. You can feel the all-wheel drive. It does, like, all four tires are like stuck to the ground. It makes you feel stable. For some reason, the automatic feels slightly lighter than the manual. I know it should be the opposite. I mean, I haven't been on the windy roads yet, but if I was on the track, I would take this car. All right. For acceleration in comparison to the GTI, this is much quicker, especially since it's automatic and mine's a manual. The steering is much heavier in comparison to the GTI. Even in the handling, it's tighter on turns. Honestly, having the R is nice just because it is all-wheel drive. It gives you a little bit of a safety net. But yeah, I wish the GTI was all-wheel drive. Now, Volkswagen killed the manual transmission in 2024, which is a deal breaker for me. I personally like the manual a lot. I think it connects you more to the car rather than an automatic. So I don't think I'm going to be getting a GTI or an R anytime soon. Also, on fuel economy, my GTI consistently beats the R over 2 liters per 100 kilometers. Of course, it's not much, but it adds up if you're a daily driver. The biggest difference between both cars is the all-wheel drive system and the bigger turbo. For the all-wheel drive, of course, it helps in the winter conditions, but you do need winter tires. I actually did a snow test review where I compared my front-wheel drive GTI in snow tires and an Audi S4 all-wheel drive in all seasons. And my GTI actually outperformed the Audi. So I think you should check it out somewhere here. Here's the bottom line. The 2019 Golf R is an all-around performance machine. It's powerful, it's planted, it's polished. But the 2022 GTI is more agile, more affordable, and more fuel efficient. All right, now I'm back in my GTI, my manual GTI. Very happy to be here. All I can say is I'm very grateful to be here and shifting my gears. Just a great experience you can't pass up on. Yeah, I'll never get tired of my GTI. The thing is though, it does feel quite heavier than the R. And I'm thinking it's because it's faster. Like the R's faster than this one. I don't know. Huge difference in the braking though. His is very, the R is very sensitive, while the GTI is very delayed. Something I forgot to mention is the price. In Canadian dollars, the GTI starts at $39,000 with destination, and the R starts at $54,000 with destination. So there's around a $15,000 difference, which is kind of insane. Would you rather spend the extra $15,000 for an all-wheel drive and slightly faster car? At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what car you have, R or GTI. As long as it gets you to point A to point B, I don't think it matters that much. Plus, on most of these roads, you can't go more than 100 kilometers per hour. Now that's it for today's review. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Let me know, what would you go for? Would you go for the Golf R or the GTI? I'd really love to hear your thoughts. Thank you and see you in the next one. Bye for now.